What's up, guys? This is Matt, aka Lloyd Milligan, and today I'm bringing you the 4th episode of the Spawn Shop. As always, we have a 4v4 MLG variant game, and this is Villa Domination. And the first part of the video is just some call-outs, so you'll know what I'm talking about later in the video. And you know, as Joe had said before, you want to come up with your own call-outs with your team. Make sure everyone's on the same page before you get too serious in competitive play. But this will give you a good place to start. And before I get started with the spawn breakdown, I wanted to mention that some of you guys had asked for a intro to game battles, sort of how we got into it, how we think you should get into it, and we got that planned in a separate video. And I think we're going to do a dual call with Joe and I, kind of describe our experience and what we think the best way to get into competitive gameplay is. So look for that coming soon. Yeah, so the call-out section's about done. Let's go ahead and get started with the game now. Right off the bat, I want to point out we're going to be switching between Dennis and my perspective, and you can see in the top right whose screen you're looking at. The breakout for this map is pretty straightforward. You want to send two guys sort of this triangle area, and you want to send one guy to connector, and you want one guy in the back in dark hole. That's my job right here, and his only job is to watch the double doors, which are to Dennis' right now. And he'll pick up a guy there because I call him out right there. So yeah, from this triangle spot, you got to be careful for nades because everyone pre-nades this triangle, and it's a real easy grenade to hit. So that's something Dennis did well there. And as soon as we get a couple kills, you want to jump on this flag. This brings me to our first breakdown, and I wanted to point out why we weren't successful there and what you should do when you're trying to cap this B flag initially. So initially, when no one has B, you're going to spawn either in the C house or fountain spawn, which is where we'll be spawning at the beginning of this match. Or if you're on the A side, you're going to be spawning right inside Villa next to the pool. And so when we get a couple kills, the other team is either going to be coming through bar, as you see there, or through garage and to statue, as you see there. And you have to be watching both these ways. They can also come through Villa and Fountain and then into Connector eventually, but that route is going to take long enough where you're going to be able to cap that flag. So you really just need to watch Bar 1 and Statue. And you also need to be looking out for the nades because they can throw them right over the bar from their spawn very easily. And that's kind of a common theme on this map. You always got to be active on the flags, which means you got to move around, try and avoid those nades. So yeah, that's what we should have done, and that's why we weren't successful. We weren't watching that statue area. So let's get back to the game now. So this is that C spawn I was telling you about, and it's the C house spawn or back fountain spawn. And this nade right here, I threw it a little left, but that nade you can hit beat on from right there. You just run and throw it over that wall right there at the steps. Right here, awareness fail on my part. I didn't see Dovik's name, and I need to look at my mini-map more. That's something I've been working on, and something I recommend you guys work on because you really have to be aware of where everyone on your team is, as well as the other team, obviously. But that's something I've been working on. So I pick up a kill at Statue. Dennis picks up two guys at Beat-Om, and we jump on the flag to cap it. And this time they were caught in a respawn, but you'll hear 2 or possibly 3 grenades, I think, hit the B flag, which is exactly what I was talking about. Now this is the biggest MLG variant domination map, and as a result, the setups are pretty nice. Maybe on another video I'll show you the setup for CB, but in a second here I'm going to show you the setup for AB because we ended up having that set up. And you'll see I get picked off there at double doors, but Dennis is still up, and he is protecting this B flag, just making sure they don't take it. We spawned at A, so now they go to take C, which is exactly what we want, as they said. You want the A and B flag on this map because you can throw grenades from your A spawn right on the B flag very easily. So Dennis smartly backs down here, and now that we have the flags that we want, we just need to try and get our setup, get set up like we want to be set up. And Dennis picks up 2 kills, but they gets taken out from behind. And now's a good time to show you the spawns and our setup. So first thing I'm going to show you is all the spawns. We got a lot to cover, and I don't want this to be a 20-minute video, so I'm going to try and go through this fast. But let's go ahead and get started. So you have the main spawns for each team, which I showed you earlier. You also have the garage spawn on the right side. On the A side, you have 3 spawns in the middle of the map, which are connector, bar 1, and statue. You've got a spawn in Bumble, which is the bottom left there, and you have a spawn up by statue. Now, if you spawn anywhere other, on this side, if you spawn anywhere other than the garage or the villa, that means they are pushing your spawn in one direction or the other. So if you spawn up by a fountain on the top, that means they're probably near the statue area, or even in your spawn in garage or trough. Now the other team is going to be spawning mostly in the C house, as I said earlier. They can also spawn dark hall. They could spawn way in the back, the back C spawn, or they can also spawn in Bumble. And actually, a lot of these spawns, even when a team only has 1 flag, they could spawn in a few of these spots that are green. So that's why it's real important to get a good setup on this map. And so this is how we like to set up on this map. We put someone in dark hall, and he blocks that dark hall spawn. He also blocks the Bumble spawn, and he can, if he's doing his job right, he's looking out towards the back C spawn. So he blocks 3 of those spawns, which pretty much leaves them the C house. Now we also have a guy on triangle, and his job is to just watch this C street. He's got to be real active though, because a good team is going to be throwing grenades at him. So he's got to move to the back of the triangle, move to the left side. Just be active and make sure you don't get caught with a grenade. The third guy is going to be on connector or on back statue, and he's looking towards connector if he's on back statue. And he's going to take the most deaths. It's a tough spot to play. You have good cover, but your main job is to slow him down, keep him from just running into connector and flanking the other guys. And real important to call out when you go down so the guys at triangle can watch your back. So the fourth guy is going to be back in this area, A area, and he can play in a few spots. His main job is to wait till they come through Villa, because they will come through Villa to try and cap A eventually. It's the only thing they can really do to counter this setup. So his job is just to hide kind of and pop out when they show themselves and to get the kill. So you can either play trough, you can play Villa 2, you can play the stairs next to garage, or you can play even in the back of this pool area, which I didn't show you, but it's to the right there. So. And the good thing about this setup, other than it really covers all your bases, is the transition. So someone dies in dark hall, the guy in triangle can transition there, kind of play both positions for a period of time. Someone dies at connector, which is going to happen. The guy at triangle can look back towards connector for a little bit, and the guy at dark hall can watch his back for a little bit. So yeah, the transitions are very nice, very easy. And the guy who's playing A, his job is, as soon as he sees someone on his team go down, he immediately bolts for the B-Dom area for connector to replace the guy that went down. And the guy who spawns in, who just got killed, is going to be spawning at this villa. So he is going to be able to take that position once he spawns in. So it's a very nice setup, and I recommend that you use it. All right, let's get back to the game. So right here, you're going to see an example of this nade I was talking about. That was a little bit short, and sometimes you want to throw it short, have one guy throw short, have one guy throw long. You know, they like to hide behind the card on B-Dom here, so it's something you need to practice, hitting that grenade there like you want to. But yeah, right here we got caught on respawn, and we're just trying to regain map control. And the fact that they obviously spawned on Bumble there made me wonder where they were, where we were. I think we got the fountain spawn right before that, so that's why they spawned Bumble, and then we get the statue spawn there. So that means someone's pushing A-Dom, and we immediately recognize that. We send someone back to A-Dom, and they're able to defend it. Now, right here, I'm not sure how I knew that guy was there. I think maybe a call out. But now I'm just waiting on triangle to get back up from dark hall, because you can't really hold triangle too well without knowing that dark hall is secure. So Dovid comes to dark hall, and now I am on triangle. And yeah, we're set up here perfectly. You'll see in a moment, the guy runs right there through CODom, and I call him out to Dovik. And unfortunately, Dovik gets picked up here. But you'll see right away, I transition to pick up this guy, and I do get picked up from behind, but that's kind of a good example of transitioning. And so now we're at Dentist, and he is setting up to throw the connector nade. This is a good nade to know also, and he doesn't actually get the kill here, but he does get a hit marker and eventually picks the guy up because he knew he was there. So that is a good nade to practice and get down as well. But we tag team the guy on B, and now they have taken B from us. So how do you get B back? You need to flank. You can't just keep going bar. You need to come double doors. You need to go through fountain, connector, and we immediately pick up a couple kills by doing this. And you'll see right here, this is what I meant by being active on the flags. Moving around, nades come, and we're able to cap the flag. Now immediately what I'm thinking here is, let's get set up, guys. So I moved to triangle, and we put one guy on dark hall, and we got a guy on connector. We are back in our setup just like that. So that's another thing. It's sort of a natural setup. And right here, connector went down, so I start watching that way. Fortunately, I get one of those nades that I was talking about, but that's kind of the way it should go right there. And you'll see that dark hall has now transitioned to triangle. And so that worked out pretty much perfectly. I mean, you're gonna die. It's how you transition back to the spots that you need to cover. And right here, I spawn in. I got a call out there was someone on A. I take him out, but then his buddy takes me out. So they had sent two guys to Villa, which is exactly what I said. That is exactly what's going to happen when you hold this setup. They're going to get frustrated. They're going to go to Villa. And we sent one of our guys back, and he secured it. So now we're right back in our setup. We got one guy on A. We got two guys to Dennis left here. And this is pretty much how the rest of the game goes. We just hold this position. Dennis rotating nicely. You never want to stick around in connector too long because, like triangle, it's a spot that's easily grenaded and easily stunned. And so you just got to keep moving. You know, get a kill, change positions. Get a kill, change positions. So I'm back here watching ADOM. I see my teammate go down, so I run forward. I see both my other teammates go down, so I immediately throw the B-Dom nade. And that is exactly what you should do. The guy in the back is going to have his grenade. He's going to be able to save that flag. Now, because they were pushing bar, we were able to spawn Bumble, and we immediately get right back in our setup. So we got Dentist here on triangle, and we got Cheddar on dark hall. And like I said before, this spot, you're pretty much shooting fish in a barrel. It is the high kill spot on this setup. But right here, I wanted to show you something. Someone goes down a connector, and so Dennis starts looking this way, and Cheddar's watching his back right there. You see on the mini-map he's watching C. He gets a kill, and Dennis eventually picks up the guy in connector. So that worked out perfectly. That was a perfect example of how this setup works. So yeah, that is pretty much it for this. For the rest of the match, we pretty much hold the setup. And so this was the 4th episode of the Spawn Shop, Villa Domination. Dennis gets naded one more time off triangle. Further illustrate my point about that area. But yeah, let us know what you think in the comments about this new version with the setups and whatnot. We're trying to give you guys as much information as we can without making it ridiculously long. And so that is it, guys. Please comment, rate, and subscribe.